Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here, and welcome to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the character of Nya and what my personal thoughts on her are. Do I like the character? Do I not like the character? How do I feel about Nya? We're going to be breaking that down in today's video, and I hope you guys are excited for that. Before we begin though, I do want to mention that over 80% of you guys apparently are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to go ahead and get notified when I upload a video, and if you want to get caught up with all the content that goes up on my channel, feel free to subscribe. It helps me out quite a bit, and it helps you out as well to, get more Ninjago content in your feed. So feel free to subscribe. It takes a couple of seconds if you have not done so already. And also, we are super close to 100,000 subscribers, so if you want to be a part of that milestone, again, just another reason to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much for your continued support. So of course, I've been reading the comments a lot as of late, as I normally do. I've been going through the comment sections on my recent uploads, which have been overwhelmingly, I guess, Season 15 related. We've been producing a lot of Season 15 content, and of course, Nya is the main character of Season 15 Skybound. Seems obvious. So yeah, I've been reading through the comments, and a couple of comments that I've noticed talk about how I don't really talk all that fondly of Nya. Maybe I'm a little bit too critical of her character, or perhaps I just don't really care for her all that much. I've seen a couple of comments kind of suggesting that. First of all, let me go ahead and clear up any misconceptions. I do not hate the character of Nya. I think she's an appropriate character to have on the team, and obviously I like her as a ninja. I wouldn't be watching the show if I had an issue with one of the main characters, obviously. I don't really hate any of the main ninja. I think they're all awesome in their own individual ways, including Nya, but of course I will have favorites and least favorites. Those of you guys that have been following my channel for a little bit might know that Nya is technically right now my least favorite ninja. If I had to line up all 6 of the characters and actually, rank them from my favorites to least favorite, it would go as follows. My favorite would be Cole, followed by Zane, then Lloyd, then Jay, then Kai, then Nya at the very end. That's just how it is. I feel like all of us have like some type of ranking system for the ninja. We all have our favorites and we all have our least favorites. However, that does not mean that I hate Nya just because she's at the bottom of my list. I can still find her to be a very enjoyable character while also stating that she is my least favorite ninja, because that's just what it is. She's just my least favorite by default. Doesn't mean that I hate her or anything like that. However, I have had a couple of issues with her character in the past that might have actually, led to her being my least favorite, and we're going to be discussing those right now. So in terms of major issues that I have with the character, what exactly do I have a problem with regarding Nya? First of all, let me go ahead and clarify that right now in the series, I think she's fine. There's not really anything going on with Nya right now in the show that irritates me, but she's done a lot of stuff in the past that I'm really not a big fan of, per se, and as such, she has grown to become my least favorite ninja. Doesn't mean that I hate her, remember, just means that she's my least favorite. I think it's only appropriate to go through the history of Nya's character, and I can kind of give my thoughts on the various stages of her development. Like many characters throughout Ninjago, Nya has grown significantly since we first saw her in the show, so let's go ahead and break down her history, and I'll give my thoughts as we kind of go along here. I believe that's the simplest way to do things. First things first, back in the earlier days of Ninjago, Nya was kind of treated as this damsel in distress type character, which I'm not really a big fan of that character archetype, but that's not Nya's fault, it's just the fault of the writing. However, when the series actually kickstarted itself with Season 1, we saw Nya go through a little bit of development. She was sick and tired of being excluded from the team, in spite of just how capable she actually is at fighting. We can see that Nya has had some significant training, and she actually knows what she's doing to some degree. But the ninja excluded her for whatever reason. Kai specifically excluded her from the team because he was worried about her. The earlier days of Ninjago were all about rescuing Nya, and he didn't really want Nya to fall victim to that again, so he was trying to protect her the best that he could. Now obviously there's a difference between protecting and, captivity. I'm not saying that Kai held Nya in captivity for a long period of time. I'm just saying he was a little bit too overprotective. There's a clear difference between protecting somebody and being a little too overprotective, and that's exactly what Kai was doing. Because of this, Nya decided to create her own identity, that of course being Samurai X. Now throughout her earlier days as Samurai X, she actually wasn't that bad of a character either. She wanted to be her own hero, and she was able to do it just like that. Her motivations are clear. It's not out of spite or guilt or anything like that. It's just that Nya wanted to get in on the action, and the ninja would not let her, so she created her own way of being a hero. That's perfectly understandable. Flash forward a couple of seasons, and Nya is kind of going through the same treatment again. The ninja constantly exclude her from battle, including Master Wu to an extent, but this would eventually lead to Nya discovering that she herself has some degree of elemental power, and she started training to become the water ninja. Now of course being a ninja is a little bit different than being a samurai. At first she really didn't know what she wanted to do with herself. She didn't know whether she wanted to remain Samurai X or be a water ninja, and I really liked that kind of inner debate that she was having with herself. Should you go down the path of familiarity or pick up a path of something new? I really like that theme, and I love how that was treated to Nia's character. I thought they did a really good job at establishing what her motivations were during her journey to becoming the water ninja. Eventually though, like we all know, she became the water ninja and she officially joined the team, leaving the Samurai X identity behind. After she became the water ninja though, this is where I actually started to have some major issues with Nia's character, specifically going from possession to Skybound. In Skybound, it seems like Nia's character changed drastically. The ninja team was initially, made up of all dudes, so when a girl joins the team, I could see how that would, I guess, throw off a couple of people within the Ninjago universe, obviously. I don't feel like a lot of us outside of the universe had an issue with Nia becoming a ninja, but it was very clear starting with Skybound that Nia did not appreciate the media, I guess labeling her as the official girl ninja, or the first girl ninja. And I agree, that's not really a super great point. I understand why Nia's upset there. Where I have an issue with Nia's character, specifically in Skybound, is she immediately turned that negative energy on the ninja, specifically Jay. We can totally see this happening within the first couple of episodes. Obviously, Jay's motivated by his future that he saw during season 5, and Nia doesn't really know this, and I do agree that Jay is coming on a little too strong here, but there are several instances within the first couple of episodes of Skybound where Jay is just simply trying to help Nia. The other ninja are just trying to help her, and she just comes off with this overly negative attitude. That's basically the only real issue that I had with Nia throughout the entirety of her character being, well, a character. I just did not really appreciate how she actually acted towards the ninja during the first couple of moments of Skybound. I felt like it was really out of place, and it's kind of not really the ninja's fault here. It's basically the media's fault for treating Nia as the girl ninja. The team takes her in immediately and treats her like one of their own, obviously, because that's what the ninja do. Nia definitely had the right to be mad at people such as Dareth for kind of taking advantage of the whole girl ninja thing, but the ninja really didn't do anything, and as a result, Nia would continuously cause the team to fail various missions, especially towards the beginning of Skybound. It was clear that she was not being a team player just because of how she was being treated by the media, which ultimately wasn't fair to the ninja. I kind of discussed in a couple of previous videos how I actually had issues with seasons 8 to 10 Nia, the Oni trilogy Nia, and looking back on the Oni trilogy, I rewatched it recently, I really don't see that big of an issue with Nia. She's definitely not as arrogant as opposed to what she was in Skybound, so I really don't agree with my past self in saying that seasons 8 through 10 Nia is a bad characterization for her, because honestly I feel like that's probably the best that she's ever acted. And that only continues with season 11 onwards. I feel like modern day Nia is the perfect representation of that character. She still holds a lot of the same ideals that season 6 Nia has had, but she ultimately uses them to provide a more respectful environment, I'd say. She knows what she wants to be, she knows what she is, and the ninja recognize that, and a large majority of the Ninjago universe recognizes that too. She's no longer just the girl ninja. She's a ninja. She's part of the team, and that's exactly how it should be. Nia is a ninja, and in a lot of ways that she's more capable than some of the other ninja on the exact same team, so you can't really fault her too much there for being a little bit, I guess, arrogant in that regard, but still, I feel like modern day Nia treats this a lot better than past Nia, and that's where my biggest issue with Nia ultimately came from. Now, because of this, she is still my least favorite ninja, obviously. Even though the modern day Nia is still very good as a character, she's still my least favorite because I just simply like the other ninja more. The other ninja have had a lot more character development in my opinion, and while some of them might be lacking in terms of development in the modern day, I feel like they still provided a much more of an impact onto myself than what Nia did, and that's the only reason why the other ninja kind of shine above Nia on my own personal ranking list. Despite that though, I'm very excited to see what season 15 brings to the table. I think Nia is going to be awesome in that season. I think it's going to be one of the best Ninjago seasons when it's all said and done, or at least I hope it will be. I have high hopes for it, and from what we've seen so far, I think the season is going to be very good when it's all said and done. So to answer the final question, do I hate Nia? No, of course not. She's just my least favorite ninja, and I've given a couple of reasons in this video as to why I think Nia became my least favorite. Obviously, she's still not, my favorite or anything like that. She's still technically my least favorite ninja, but hey, can't really do much about that. It is what it is, just my own opinion, just my, personal ranking list, but that doesn't mean that I hate the character. You can have a least favorite character, doesn't mean that you hate them though. So to answer the question, again, do I hate Nia? No, I do not. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this one. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. Do you like Nia as a character, or do you not like Nia? What about some of the things that I pointed out in this video? Do you agree with them? Do you not agree with them? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the video here today. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. That's going to pretty much conclude it for my thoughts here. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys very much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.